The first standard go-to test that most doctors are ordering is called the ELISA. There have been studies that have shown that the ELISA has a 67% chance of a false negative. So we're maybe at a 57% chance of a false negative, which is, we can say is close to a 50-50 type of scenario. Why we are utilizing that test as our first line standard of care testing is beyond me, because as well as I do as a doc that's we can't base anything clinically on a 50-50 chance.
So did they hope to follow up additional tests they should do instead?
There is the Western Blot, and the Western Blot oftentimes is done as a follow-up. However, typically, most conventionally, how conventionally docs are trained is that the first test, ELISA, has to be a positive test before the second test, the confirmatory test, the Western Blot, is run. So to bring this into the Lyme and the Western Blot, there's some of these proteins that are found on Lyme only, very specific. Lyme only has these proteins. There's other proteins that are found on Lyme and, say, viruses, for example. So if those proteins come up, it's it could be Lyme, it could be a virus. So it makes sense that if those proteins come up, that we're considering Lyme, but we're also considering chronic hidden viruses. But the problem in the interpretation is it's based upon really old criteria, really old CDC criteria that is saying, depending upon the band, depending upon the situation, we need 3 to 5 Lyme-specific bands in order to diagnose it as Lyme.